do believe we are live. So I'll say, indeed. And greetings unto you, beloved and holy friend. Thank you for joining me again on another conscious evolution. Another opportunity for us to realize that the energy that we are is immortal. That's as simple as I can make it, really. That is the thing we're going to be addressing today. We talked about energy a few days ago, about the give and take of energy, but I didn't really dive into the fact that energy cannot be destroyed or created, right? So if something cannot be destroyed or created, can only be transformed, that means neither can you, right? You can also not be destroyed or created. You are but a transforming process of one thing becoming another, becoming another, becoming another. And realizing that, we can, at least in my mind, escape some of the existential dread. Or does it make more? Does it make more existential dread for you? Thinking about the fact that you're an immortal being, or at least the energy that makes up you is something that exists within the realm of immortality. Associate, damn it. Associate with your own immortality, please, for your own sake. I see Shan joining us already. Loazana and Joy Vive. Blessings to all of you, beloved friends. It's nice having you here with me. I'm still on my yoga mat, Tiffany's. Lucky fish. Sounds nice. Is it snowing still? It does snow. I got back in bed. I'm feeling pretty tired myself these days. I don't know if something changed necessarily. Yeah, some things did. I do think the weed makes me a little bit more calm. Surprise, surprise. Who would have guessed? Who would have guessed that weed can have that effect on you? That caffeine seems to be just another thing at this point now as well. Spent a month sensitizing myself to all of these things that I abstained from, and then within 10 days, I'm used to them again. How about that? Not snowing right now. It did yesterday. All messages. Thank you, JV. For the reminder, back in all messages. Not missing anything just yet. It's nice having you friends here. Hey, Loazana. Thank you for sending hi to me too. Sending that blessings right back to you. It is Friday. It is Friday. So maybe I can like excuse myself a little bit with that fractal. It's like, it's fine, dude. It's Friday. Sure, it's Friday, but for you friends, it's like AM hours, like early AM hours. Joy Vive lives in California. So she's up real early. She even showed up at the yoga. Proud of you, friend. Even if you're back in bed right now. You did good. You get to pat yourself on the back. It's not easy for us to show up like that. Part of me wants to do breathwork exercises right now. You want to do some breathwork exercises with me? No? Maybe just pretend. Pretend like you want to. Pretend like, oh, okay. Now I'm seeing it. Now I totally want to do it. I've been wondering for a while how a hybrid would be for you rather than a sativa melt. I think the soap, the one I smoked yesterday, was technically a hybrid. The one before that is a little bit more sativa dominant. But I do feel cold to sativas. Like sativas seem to be my safe place. The indicas I appreciate from a calming perspective. I think this one might be a little bit more indica dominant in that case. They're not lung buds, as how much I know at the very least. We had a fire alarm at work, not a drill. We stood in the cold for about 45 minutes. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to hear that. Especially if you see it not being on fire, right? Where a part of yourself is probably getting a pretty morbid, where like, if only my building was on fire right now, then I'd at least be able to warm my hands standing outside in the cold. At the very least, I breathe all the time, like all of my own and everything. Yeah, I knew Joy V was the first one who was kicking against. No, I don't want to do breath exercises. No, skibidi babidi. Maybe you don't have to do many. Maybe just try that one. You breathe as much as you can, and then you do like a little pump, like a go all the way up. Apparently, it overinflates or it like extra inflates your little lung sacs, helping them extract a little bit more carbon dioxide from your blood. And then as you exhale that carbon dioxide, it apparently stimulates your sympathetic nervous system to calm you down or something. I see Sam's name and duck that too. Blessings to all of you. It's nice having you. Every time a yoga instructor says the word breath, reminds me not to breathe, focus, any of that shit. I grab the pipe, breath work, huh? I'll show you breath work. Weirdly enough, weed has made me more aware of my breath than anything else that I've done, right? Like I've done yoga for a while, I've done meditation, but weed has this way of making breath less important. And then when you place importance on your breath, it becomes even more important. You know what I mean? Yeah? Yeah. Okay. My intention for smoking today is going to be about acknowledging the immortality of energy. Technically, even though this cannabis plant isn't that old, the energy that it's giving me is 3.8 billion years old. Or at least, very least, the energy that it used to get to this point. I get to be appreciative of this fact. Doug Dad got his new phone. You did mention yesterday it's coming today, bro. I'm happy that it came as early as you were hoping for it to come. Just watch the grasshopper do some parkour. I am immortal. Yes, you are, bro. Yes, you are. All of us are. Not immortal as this body, right? Like this body of yours, for the most part at least, is mortal, perishable. This body will eventually die. But the underlying thing that you actually are, the energy that occupies this state of being, that part of you is immortal. It does not die. It does not go away. It does not diminish. It does not hide. It's literally everywhere all of the time. Energy, right? The fact that I'm trying to become aware of all of the layers. There's an energy of the earth pulling me as gravity. That's an energy, right? Then there's the energy of me pushing against the earth and it pushing back up against me. Then there's the energy of these bugs outputting sound waves. That's the type of energy. The little birds, the wind. There is like some wind, right? Some wind. So there's energy like that flowing across me. There's the energy of the sun shining behind me. The energy that these trees, these plants behind me are putting into their structures to keep them alive. The energy of my body, my 60 to 100 trillion cells, thanklessly, for the most part, working. Thank you, cells. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Appreciate, yes. I would like to believe that that energy transmits. Talking about, we have Zano here as well, sending you blessings. So much love to you, dear one. Oh, Louisiana, that sounds horrible. I'm glad you didn't have to stand outside for any longer than that. Yeah, them silver linings. Could have been 5 days. Could have been the rest of our lives, but at least it was only 45 minutes. Joviv, at first I thought you were suggesting that I get a hybrid car, and I was going to say, yes, we have one. Huh, wrong person. Wrong hybrid. Yeah, so apparently this is the simplest way to give it to a lay person when it comes to those hybrids is that there's technically three different subspecies of marijuana: ruderalis, sativa, and indica. And they have different cannabinoid profiles, each of them. And when you pair the sativa and the indica with one another, it becomes a hybrid of the two kind of vibe. Getting kiddo out to school and then picked up and stacking a truck full of firewood. Comfy fire tonight. Sounds blessed, bro. Maybe you'll have a good camera to take a photo of that campfire with. A fire sounds so nice right now. Happy you're getting your new phone today. Bless. If you take Facebook out of the installation queue, you can get out of having to have it on your new phone, Doug. Yeah. I also do not have Facebook on my phone. If I do access Facebook, I do it through like a web portal. And if I access it, it's usually for like information. Like the festivals that I go to still have Facebook pages. It does still work for that, I'll admit. Okay. I'm like, maybe there's a way. I can make a way. I can make a way. I'm not gonna go into that whole fractal, but we can do better kind of vibe. Doug playing with a new phone by the fireplace sounds like a sweet Friday night. I hope the phone stays inside. To be completely honest, I got PTSD from all the forest fires, and now the smell of wood smoke makes my chest tight. That is pretty relatable. For me, it's not wood fire. For me, it's the smell of burning grass. Has a very distinct smell as well. Distinct. It stinks as well. I don't appreciate it. And it's not like chest tightness for me necessarily. And I haven't experienced your level of wildfires, Joy. But for me, it's more. It like creates like a sense of head tightness in me, and then anger makes me angry, unreasonably so. And I feel like I dislike that feeling even more than the head hurting. I haven't had a Facebook on a phone since 2012. How about that? I'm sorry about that. I can imagine that being hard to handle. Absolutely. Phones are getting up, setting are set up to install a standard dock. I don't use it either, and it's a pain in the ass to remove it once it's on there. Love is true. Thank you for echoing that sentiment. Since I go Google to Google, I simply install from my backup. Yeah, I do the same thing. You can't just delete your phone's apps on Android. You can. You can do that. That's how I deleted my Facebook. Like I feel it's more the the use fractal, right? Like how do you use that app? If you start using that app, what happens? Right? It might be difficult to get away from that pattern more so than it is to just hit the delete button. Some of them, yes, others, no. Yeah, it depends on the phone. Some of them get subsidized by these companies. So they have to install the apps onto that phone because of the subsidy to make it as cheap as it is. So some of them you can't actually uninstall it, but then you pay like $100 for the phone or whatever. Living in the Midwest, it would be damn near impossible to avoid burning grass and wood smoke. It's like 70% the smell this time of year. Hashtag stop burning things. Do you burn as a necessity or does it just happen kind of vibe talk that? Wondering if there's not another way to, instead of just burning it in the outside, like burning it as a fuel source to generate energy. Joy, I'm so sorry. Those fires are nuts. I saw some of the aftermath in Los Angeles and it still smelled. Like I saw like this heat map, it was called, showing all of the wildfires happening over America over the last like 4 years or something. It is revealing, concerning, enlightening, maybe. There's a lot of it. But that being said, some plants literally cannot live without things burning down first. All right. So again, even though that energy feels like it might have been lost, like all of those trees, all of those plants, all of those little creatures got burned in the fire, the energy still allows for more energy to flow, right? None of it's lost. It just gets transformed into something else, something a little more charred. I'm sorry to say. I'm sorry. Do you just do it as a necessity? No, people in the Midwest enjoy living like barbarians. We set fires for fun, goodness. Like in South Africa, there is certain necessity use cases for making fires, right? We call it veldbranding. So if I'm going to, for instance, plant a new crop on this field here, there can be something called controlled burns, where you like literally light the fire almost in a circle so it burns in onto itself. If the wind changes on you, you're instantly screwed. But it is something that we do. And that is like a necessity to kind of burn. That's why I asked. So I wasn't trying to be like ignorant. Maybe I was a little bit ignorant. But yeah, burning stuff instead of ridding ourselves of it some other way. It's very easy to burn stuff. There's a fire in me that digests this protein smoothie and generating a stink. Protein is very accessible. This is very true, especially so when it comes in meat. Milk a little bit less so, right? So there's probably just like a whole bunch of milk proteins that probably have like some sort of weird symbiosis with your microbiome. Apparently, it boosts your testosterone as well. Drinking protein shake like that. Have you noticed that? Do you get more pimples when you drink protein shakes? Maybe that's a question to ask Gab. A lot of controlled burns. There we go. And the sheer amount of levels and debris that comes down as natural part of fall has to go somewhere. Big open spaces. Maybe there can be some sort of means of collecting all of that and seeing it as fuel, right? Instead of just burning into the air. Weird, eat the Peter Griffin fart channeling suit, Doug. Have you friends seen that movie? It's a movie with a kid with two stomachs that gets used as rocket fuel because he farts so much. Think I'm joking? Hey Google, what's that movie about the kid with two stomachs that gets contracted by NASA to launch a rocket? Thunderpants. Told you, it's a real movie. I'm serious. It's called Thunderpants. It has a 3.8 rating. Google users rated 68%. Rotten Tomatoes is 67. It's a kid that has two stomachs, making him super farty. And then he literally gets hij wordt genader, gets approached by a space rocket company, and then he gets strapped to a seat, and then he has to fart, and then they use the fart as rocket fuel. That's a real movie that I watched as a child. It melted my brain. It's still melting my brain. The fact that I have that archive of information. They harvest his farts as rocket fuel? Yes. But he has to be there. They didn't just like suck the fart out of him. He had to sit on the like the rocket fuel seat and then fart super hard as he was ascending. Why? Why is that a part of my brain right now? Why would you do this to me, world? Why give me that energy? Right? As far jokes been like so synonymous with humanity that we spent $3 million US. That was the budget for that movie. $3 million US to make a movie called Thunderpants. What happened to the child labor laws that they strapped him down? I don't know, yo. I don't think there was any child labor laws. I think if a kid has two stomachs and you're using him as rocket fuel, I feel like he falls into some new class. He's no longer a child. He's like labeled as rocket fuel. The stream is neither food or parts. They do go hand in hand, don't they? Love is true. So much. Thank you. Instantly got derailed again, of course. That musical fart scene cracked me up back in the days. Control burns here, help control invasive species. in a way manpower simply couldn't and chemicals shouldn't. I agree. Like I'm not against burning things outright. I'm against that being the way, right? I feel like that should be the last case scenario, not the first case scenario. Farting will always be funny to me. It is pretty funny. I have this weird moment of like realization that I came to where I was like, maybe the primordial sounds, the first sound to ever exist was a fart sound, right? And I don't know if that's true. Probably not. Maybe the first sound a creature made, a living creature made, was a fart. That I can see is true. I can see that as true. So maybe there's like this, the the energy transition from om to farts. You know, it's like a very human one or something. Maybe that's why we are so fascinated with this something. Maybe that's why it's funny or whatever. Oh no 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 no, Daddy, I want to go to school. Sorry, son, you're part of the planet survival now, and we need to get back to your fart cage. Hey Google, can you show me the Thunder Pants rocket scene? I just want to show you the inside because I can't remember it perfectly either. Oh my goodness, this is unbelievable. Yeah, this is a scene from the movie. Oh my. Why? It's a family movie, yo. This is supposed to be a family movie. You want to see the? You want to see? No, you don't want to see this. Oh goodness, Rupert Grint is in it, yo. The fuck? No, I want the scene with him in the rocket dog. Come on, show me. Thunderpants. Zoom, 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 zoom. Bro, this movie is not popular enough for me to have a bunch of Google images for it. I'm getting scammed, yo. Incredible capacity for flex. She wants to get a job as an astronaut. Man. Best part, best part, worst part probably actually, is the fact that I wanted to be super farty. So I can also be contracted to become an astronaut. Bruh, if it was that easy, all of us would be farting. So all matter is cosmic fecal matter. Am I fecal matter? I mean, you are matter. And the matter that's making you up at one point, more than likely, was fecal matter. So do with that what you will. It sure would explain a lot. I thought it would be animated. It's so different now that I know it's live action. Yeah. Yeah. No. That movie. I wouldn't recommend watching it. Like I remember viscerally watching it as like a four, like between at the least a 4 or 5 year old, right? And like being like viscerally shocked of like what I'm experiencing right now. Like, is this happening? Is this a fever dream? What is happening to me right now? The flames from his ass. I knew you would love that. That photo I had to show you for that reason. Sam, I wore my Star Trek science officer sweater for you today. Nice. The synchronicity. You were missed in yoga. Don't know how I missed that in yoga. That's really cool. Love is true. Now I'm mad, Jelly. I want the Star Trek officer sweater. Hey, Google. Officer of Star Trek sweater for sale. First photo I get is just a picture of Space Officer. Good old Spock. They're like $60. You can get one for like $60. You want that band? Joy View? Star Trek science officer sweater. I think between because I was and am still dealing with Dixie stuff. I'm sorry to hear that. Apparently, Dixie hasn't been feeling so well. Hope she feels better soon, dear friend. Nancy, blessings to you too. It's nice having you. Should the link, the shop she bought hers from in the Discord? Yes, we'll do. There we go. You can actually vouch for their quality as well in that case. By the way, such good vibes yesterday. Ali always works when I take Duckling out on weekday adventures. Our zoo hasn't had meerkats all year, and yesterday she came with, and a whole new troop of little Timons was there. That's so freaking cute, dude. Getting to see that special thing, alongside taking the time to do that special thing with you. Been on two speed, lurking, finally caught up to the real to give presents. Love to you, Chauvin. Thank you for joining us in the present moment. I should finish this coffee, but it's still a little bit hot. Because I know that the longer I sip on this, the later I'm gonna go to bed. I don't really know if I want that. So I'm gonna top it up with some water and then shooter it like it's a shot. Bless me with energy and the love to continue forward. Joe Bobo Bizzlebob. And there are Meerkats farms. Where do they respawn from? I was also wondering about that. Just imagine like the travel that those little Meerkats took to find themselves there. I hope they get treated well. So lovely duck. I'm so happy that you get some good quality time with the family. All of these energies and more. Thank you for the cafe. Jovan. So much stoked. Makes me happy to see. Yeah. I feel like a part of me is like trying to push myself harder. Where it's like, hey, bro, how about even more energy? And then realizing that there is no energy to gain, no energy to lose, technically speaking. Technically speaking. And yet, if I only do my streams like this, and this is all the energy that I'm willing to put into it, versus really pushing myself, trying to make more of the same exact moment that we have. If energy cannot be destroyed or created, what just happened? Did it take more energy from me to output in that way? I'm guessing so. I'm guessing so. But with the internet as it is right now, doesn't that energy go further than it ever was capable of going? Right? You see the thing that I'm tripping out about? It's like yes and no, but also absolutely, but only if never. Bro. The responsibility that you have. If your energy is immortal, right? That's what I'm tripping out about. If your energy is immortal, how much responsibility do you actually have right now? Yeah, like a lot. Especially as a human being, because you have the ability to transmute energy significantly differently than any other creature on earth currently can. You literally are using electrons right now to power screens, speakers, internet right now. That's the way you're choosing to use energy. The animals have no idea what we're doing. They don't understand. They still have energy, they still give us energy, but not nearly as much as you can give someone else. And it's weird. It really is weird to me how we have come to accept and love our pets almost unanimously. And that's not the weird part for me. The weird part for me is that we're capable of reaching that point for animals, but not for one another. right? Not for people, right? Like the fractal of inviting a stranger into your home and then they start living with you and they eat your food and they just lay around all day. If that's a person or a cat, a dog or a person, instantly your priorities and your way of seeing that fractal changes because you know a human being is capable of more output energy than just that. So we find ourselves in this weird place of we acknowledge that these creatures do not have the same capacity for energy exchange that we do. And that because of that, we allow them certain value, right? A home to live in, food to eat. But in our own attempt to try and get more value out of human beings, because we know that they're capable of it, we treat them as if they have less value than our own animals. And then I guess it depends on what animal you find yourself as, right? Like there are animals in boxes right now that are due to be slaughtered for food. The human condition. How about it? How about being a human? Like, and I've been thinking about this specific fractal more than anything as of late. You know, when it comes to diversity, and specifically uh, a rising divergence is a way I would like to say it, where we have been a species for a very long time, and certain people have been as the species that we call human beings during that time. But the amount of human beings that existed at any one point of time was significantly smaller, so it was in a way constricted to a certain bandwidth of what room you can find yourself in within this human experience you're having. And now we've gone from being, a few billion, a billion, to 8 billion in 200, 300 years, right? That means that not only are there more of us, this is true, but the amount of differentiation within our species that happens as a result of us having higher populations also happened at the same time. I don't know if I can really convey what this idea has been doing to my mind. It's like it's bringing up differences. It's bringing up ways of doing things. It's bringing up interpretations of what life is. It's bringing up uh, interpersonal relationships and ways of seeing one another. It's bringing up relationships with authority, with employers. It's bringing up uh, values when it comes to a day-to-day way of living. And there is now more diversity in all of these things than there has ever been in humanity's literal existence, right? And how much energy is that? How much energy is that? Especially since we're now capable of influencing one another's energy with our energy output, right? So there's exponentially more of us, and at the same time, we're even more sensitive and even easier to reach through this medium. And that reach can be duplicated, right? So I might reach out as one person to one person that is you. And then if that goes viral, that one person that is you is now a million people, 8 million people, a billion different people. It's a lot of responsibility we find ourselves with. And every single one of us are holding one of these things, pretty much. 5 billion at the very least. There's already 5 billion people on planet Earth that has a mobile device. It breaks my brain to hear that number. It's my godson's birthday. I'm going to give him a BD call. I don't know what a BD call is. But have fun, Nancy. Send him our happy birthdays as well. Did you just water down your cup of coffee? Yes. Yes, I did. I do it all the time, Javiv. It tastes like coffee, just less. You can keep adding water. You can add so much water, it'll be like this water has like coffee flavor, and it's like light brown, or not even light brown. I should say like it looks like the water has a tinge of yellow in it. And coffee flavored water, right? Technically, all coffee is coffee flavored water. So checkmate. All water is coffee. I'm joking, of course. Yeah, it was just too warm. It was too warm. I do add some water to it directly after pouring it. I don't drink any milk in my coffee, but yeah. Yeah, add some water. Sue me, why didn't you? Melt is like, oh wait, dude. Check your address or check your your email account. This clause was broken. Not allowed to water down coffee. Some unknown rule that I'm breaking. These meerkats were captivity born only in August. They really do have a top-notch enclosure. Brookfield Zoo is one of the top in the country. They don't take the animals in anymore. They won't take animals in anymore that don't have space to thrive and be happy. Bless. That sounds good. I'll be back. Love again to you. He must have lived in another state cause it's 6:30 in the morning here and way too early for calls. Probably. My head's been throbbing. I've been trying not to give energy to it and instead focus energy elsewhere. But I definitely feel lately there are things in our environment that draw our energy. Likewise, I love watching birds. They make me feel lovely, loving, and lovely. So finding the balance between the things that draw our energy and the things we draw energy from, that's my challenge lately. That's so beautifully said. It's a good call to awareness as well. What is calling for your energy? What is pulling your energy? And then at the same time, what are you pulling energy from? And being aware of that flow and the experiences that arise in your life because of that. With that in mind, can all of us just take some time to think about Jo right now? Think about this headache that she's having. And then see her with a smile on her face. Free from this headache, being able to breathe clear, see the birds as they're jumping branch to branch, hear their beautiful songs, be able to do her work, making beautiful things that other people will see, take for granted even, completely headache free. Taking a deep breath of relief. If you don't have a headache right now, take that deep breath and be grateful for this energy. Knowing that if this is possible for you, this energy that you're occupying is possible for you, surely it's possible for her as well. Sending you that healing energy. Dear Jo, please do receive. You do deserve it. There's nothing wrong with a little bit of complaining. Things are allowed to suck, and it's okay to say so. Agreed. Agreed. Also, there is room. And I feel like maybe that's one of the things that we can get better at giving our energy to keep a topic relevant. How do we, while we complain, also actually build the neural infrastructure to one, not make the same mistakes, and two, how to make it better going forward, right? What can we do about this thing that sucks right now in this moment? That could be one thing to channel our energy towards as well. So your head has been hurting. I hope it goes away soon. Healing energy is coming your way. Love is true. I'm not trying to complain. I don't think you were complaining at all. I think you shared beautifully. Don't be too hard on yourself. Just trying to analyze here with you for it. There's nothing wrong with a little bit of complaining. I think I've heard the one. Love again to you, Sam. We feel the way we do, and in my opinion, we do ourselves a disservice when we diminish our suffering for the purpose of introspection. Head hurts. Head hurty sucks, Jo. Is the air pressure in your area dying, doing a thing? Have you changed your diet at all? Can we troubleshoot this? I'm hoping sleep. Sleep could be one way to remedy it. I feel like maybe the biggest thing is just going to be proper rest. We get ourselves so worked up, and our body will literally debilitate us to put us into a state of rest. If that's how much it takes to get you to stop, your body is a very powerful thing, but it's always trying to show you the way of love. Mm, a red screen on phone, like the color of the light. Have you put on 0 degrees Celsius pants on before? It's refreshing. 0 degree, as in like it's that warm, so it's rated for 0 degrees Celsius? No. I don't think I've ever needed 0 degrees Celsius pants. It hasn't gotten that cold. I'm so blessed by you, friends. We love you, Joe. And we want to see not your headache, which we agree is not something you're complaining about, but we're seeing beyond the headache into the future where you are completely free from it. And us there with you celebrating. Love is true. I don't think I own any refreshing pants. Yeah, refreshing in my mind communicates cold. I don't know why. It's probably because I live in a hot climate, right? Maybe to people who have snow outside, a cup of cocoa would be very refreshing after you're like super jittery and your jaws have been chattering. I can imagine that being refreshing in that context. But for me, a cup of cocoa would be satisfying, would be luxurious, would be indulgent, not refreshing. So I'm imagining like, and this is my mind's weirdness, unfortunately. You know the inside feeling of like mango skin, right? If you do peel your mango skins, which I recommend you don't do, try eating the mango skins. They're really nice, I promise. Try eating it with the mango. Try it. Let me know later what you think about it. But that feeling of the inside of mango skins, I'm imagining a pair of pants made of that. And that gooey, slippery slide. That's your pants. And that is what refreshing pants sound like to me. Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That's the closest thing that I can get to refreshing when it comes to pants. So I don't blame you, Joy. I don't know of many people who would have refreshing pants. It's getting smaller. Would be an innie instead of an outie. The fuck's happening? How do I access this anti-strain red screen? There might be a way for you to just have like your blue light blocker. For me, it's called in my settings eye comfort shield. So if I hit that button, it makes the blue light coming out of my screen a little bit lower. Literally dims the blue LEDs. Jump, 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 jump. Pops it up, up. Doc says we think you have a virus, but nothing we've tested for. Same thing they've said for the last 3 checkups. I'm either gonna heal myself or I'm not. The fact that you've been there 3 times feels like a medical oversight at this point. Like there's a part of me that wants to, backseat drive and be like, kick down that hospital door and just start screaming. Be like, I've been here 3 times. Now it's scream time. 4th time's the charm has to be, bless you. Love is true. I'm sure you'll be able to heal yourself as well, though. Sending you lovin's. Sleep never catches me. Sleep catches people? I usually just like fall into sleep. And like instead of being caught by it, I let it catch me. Do you not let sleep catch you? What's happening, Zando, on that side? If they don't learn it in school, they don't know what it is to have the worst time with the doctors. I feel like it's just it's an uncomfortable place to find yourself in general. And then not being helped, like going through that like arc of like, oh, this is fine. I'm fine. This is completely okay. Where the discomfort reach a critical point where you're now, okay, now I have to go to the doctor. right? And then you do, and then they don't help you. It allows you to then push yourself even further to getting hurt, or like the effects worsening or whatever, and you still not being willing to go back because you can't reach that point of critical mass because you haven't been helped before. Joy, for your birthday, I'll find you refreshing pants. My body tries to debilitate me into rest all the times. You think it would learn I can fight through any pain by now. Yeah, it's not exactly the best way to do it, right? I guess sometimes that's necessary, but I hope you give yourself the moments of rest, when you can take them. It doesn't have to be a lot. Just taking 10 minutes with yourself. Like and this is something that it's probably going to touch on some nerves, but you're not resting when you're using your cell phone. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to say it, but it's true. We have been conditioned to believe it is, right? Because we're like, oh, I get to rest. I get to be away from all of it. Now I have time to distract myself a little bit. And then we're like, oh, yay, I get to do this. This is giving me dopamine. This is good. It tells you, this is good. This is good. But you're not resting. Not really. So if you only have 10 minutes in the day for yourself, be with yourself. Just be with yourself. I feel like it's harder and harder the longer we wait, but in my personal journey, I found a lot to be gained, a lot of things to be learned about myself and my own inner workings, just by not being distracted. There's so many things that can. So don't beat yourself up if that's been the case for you as well. No, 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 no. For my birthday, I'll find refreshing bands. I got angst in my pants. Instantly, I get teleported to Phineas and Ferb. Guessing when it's not a caffeine headache. Have you tried talking with a naturopath doctor or an Ayurvedic practitioner? Both of those could be handy. I don't know if she has access to that where she is, maybe. No, these pants were sitting in 0 degrees Celsius garbage all night. Chilly Willy. That okay? Maybe that is the refreshing, I was looking for. Just the pants, even though they're made for being warm, are cold. My dog's name is Mango. Please don't make pants out of her. Nah, I would I would never. I would never because I'm gonna eat the skin. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Zano. You set me up. You set me up to be a monster in that moment. No, I like the mango of the fruit variety, not the mango. I like mango of the Zano's doggo variety as well, but not for eating. Thank you very much. Pants made of mango skins cursed. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That's where my mind went when I heard refreshing pants. That's where my mind went. Joy Veep, if you have an iPhone, you can search on red light or a red screen on the web. Don't remember the steps. I also don't know the iPhone fractal. Been resting extra this week. I'm definitely making a point to do it more intentionally. Bless. I haven't Nancy. We definitely don't have one around here, a rural small town. But I've been doing research on holistic healing. Love is true. I'm seeing the fractal opening up. Check all the phones for accessibility settings. Blue light filter is usually in there. My phone has a little moon icon for nighttime mode. Yeah, I even have like a black and white. Like when it comes to 11:40 at night, instantly no more color on my phone at all. It goes to black and white automatically. Joe, I happen to have contacts for both, but I don't know that either are covered under insurance. Maybe the neuropath doctor might. No pressure though. Love is true. Thank you, Nancy, for wanting to help the way you do. On an optimistic note, a great energy flows to me in many other ways. My stats are good. My character sheet is stacked, and I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful for you. Thank you for reminding us of the good as well, Joe. That's the joke, right? Like, and I was maybe gonna talk about that today, about the value of friends, realizing that, to the people that are uber wealthy, you know, the thing that becomes valuable to them is who they get to spend that wealth with, not necessarily acquiring more wealth, right? And then you get like jaded because you don't know if people just want your wealth, so you have a hard time making new friends. And now I want to connect it to the whole health fractal as well. Be grateful. Not only for your own health, but for everything else that surrounds it. Right? Realizing that our happiness is a multifaceted fractal. We're thankful for you too, dear Zhao. Thank you for loving us as much as you do. Anybody get Spider-Man? Previous fractal. My dog's name is Mingo. I don't know if I get Spider-Man. Get him? Honey, can you get some Spider-Man while you're out? Sure, doll. Bring some Spider-Man home. And you find yourself in a universe where the Spider-Man that exists has the ability to lay small Spider-Man eggs. And then those Spider-Man eggs hatch new Spider-Man. And then those Spider-Man get chopped up in bits and you get to buy them from the grocery store. What does it mean, Zano? What does it mean to get Spider-Man? Like, get it? Like, oh, I get this. I understand. With great power comes great responsibility. I get it. I get it. This dude has so much great powers and everybody dies. Look at him. Look at him powering. Aunt May, dead. Mr. Police Chief, dead. Good old uncle, dead. That's rough, yo. Do I want to be Spider-Man? If it means literally the people around me will die because of my responsibility, hot damn. I get Spider-Man. I do, Zano. Psychological dramas, right? Sure, you're just watching like an interpretation, a simplified story, technically, but there's so much more depth to it. The game. Oh, third meaning. You get Spider-Man as the game from a retailer. Oh yes, get some Spider-Man. Your husband brings back a game in a disc. That's better. That's better than bringing back chunks of Spider-Man. Spider-Man chunks. If someone brings back Spider-Man chunks, I don't know if I'd be happy. I don't know how I'll feel about that. I think that's going to it's gonna ruin my day. Oh, my holistic practitioner can treat people virtually, Zhao. She can send you remedy through the mail like I do. Bless. I'm almost done with the main story. Nice. Have you been enjoying it, Zana? Do let us know. I'm not great at responding lately, but I check my Discord DMs occasionally. I'll be happy to look into it. I've also been a little bit more withdrawn. Like during my last LSE trip, it showed me that I'm longing for more quiet self-time. And I'm like, huh, okay. Okay, self, if this is what you want, I guess that's not too much for you to ask. So taking a little bit more moments like that throughout the day, it has been good. It fluctuates, it does. We'll see how it goes back and forth. I'm sorry, but I'm not gonna eat the skin. But I'm going to, no. I thank you, Duck Dad. I appreciate, I'll say, you know, when you quote these extreme moments of concern in chat. No man is so rich to turn down a friend. Love is true. Jovi, we met some people who were, yeah. That's why I just said love is true, right? Because the person who wants to befriend, that person is showing up from a place of love. But if the other person cannot see that, that's when they lose out. We were friends with these people for 7 years and they snubbed us. More power to them, right? If that's all it takes, right, to get someone who doesn't care about you out of your life, that seems like a good deal. They just disappear. You don't have to do anything. They just no longer are in your life. What a blessing. Oh, person doesn't care about me. Okay. Showed me definitively. Great. Now I don't have to worry. Now I'm free. Clear. I get to continue forward, having less people that aren't actually there for me around me, giving me more room to move forward. Love is true. Love is true. I'm sorry, Sam. I don't know if it makes it suck any less. New to the game, love you again. Yeah, lost all my respect for them. 7-year friendships are the foundation for lifetime friendships. You don't just throw that shit away. Many people do. Many people do, Sam. People believe that there are always better things to have out there. More attractive women, more intelligent, more rich, more, sophisticated friends. More. All out there. More. Surely there's more out there. But if you cannot appreciate what you have right here, right in front of you, you will not be able to appreciate what is out there when you get there either. Right? So I feel like that's the thing for me. Like, I understand friendships growing apart. I get that. And I understand boundaries being reached and you needing to take a leave of absence. But I also realize that there is value in simply knowing each other for that long. Right? Like, I'm thinking about Christian, for example. Like, even though we're not actively talking every single day on WhatsApp or calling each other every other night or, like seeing one another as regularly as I would sometimes like to, that connection has been made now, right? And it's unbroken. And then when that connection gets remade with a phone call, with a message, with a photo I send him, with one of his poems that he sends me, with any of those things, that connection is then remade slash accentuated, informed by this past that you have together, this present moment that you get to appreciate, and then you free both one another into the future going forward in hopes that you'll meet back in that moment where you get to kind of resonate the way you always do. And it's a little bit harder to see it in that way because our ego gets very involved on a linear scale, right? Like, if you have some sort of pressing question to ask a friend and they don't answer you right now, that can feel distressing. But if you realize, energy is immortal, the energy of the question you're asking or the things that you want can be had some other time as well. There's nothing lost, technically, unless you choose to abandon it, right, from the whole 7-year friendship. My friend sent me a thing last night, paraphrasing. Been an inspiring friend to a friend who inspires you to be inspiring. I'm going to read that one again. Paraphrasing. Be an inspiring friend to a friend who inspires you to be inspiring. Give energy to the ones you draw energy from. Endless love loops. That's so beautiful. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Give energy to those who you take energy from. I feel that should be like a whole stream topic as well. Like, Melt, isn't that the stream topic we're talking about? Yes, but I feel like there's even more depth just in that fractal. Give energy to those from which you get energy from, right? Especially so when it comes to the unaware parts of ourselves, right? Some of us don't even realize that we're getting energy from something or someone. And in that lack of awareness, we exhaust the other person. Not maliciously so, just because we're unaware. Maybe that's all we need to be said. Thank you for your endless love loops. Infinite energy, like plugging a power strip into another power strip. Yes. Because we have this ability to generate energy into one another. We do. We do. And it is amplified. And it continues, right? Like, for instance, a beautiful moment shared with a friend can retouch your heart and re energize your spirit decades. afterwards. Isn't that trippy, right? Like plugging yourself into the love loop, literally. I like that. Maybe that will be the next stream topic, actually. Joe. Plug yourself into the love loop. I like the way that it sounds when you say it as well. Try it. Try it for yourself. Bruh, where's my. There it is. Plug yourself into the love loop. Boom, 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 ba doom, boom. Just like that. Tomorrow's topic is crystallize into digital space. I like my brain. I like it. I like you, brain. You're so great for ideas and for perception and for immediate experience. You're not that great for remembering things. Nope. That is not its job. I don't think so. I think it's good to remember things. Again, just as I mentioned, by remembering a special moment, you can redraw from that energy that was present, right? But you are the thing generating and drawing that energy, right? How it's remembered isn't important because, and you can do this as well, you can watch a video that was taken years ago and you can pull energy from it, right? Like Friends. I watched an episode of Friends as like an homage, an honoring, a remembrance, a way of tripping myself out, to be honest, a little bit, you know, and seeing someone who I now know is dead, no longer with us, looking so alive, giving me the energy of life after they have died, right? And feeling that continuance. It doesn't matter in my mind whether we remember it with our brains, with our neuronal connections, or if we remember it through the digital plane. That energy cannot be killed, and you are the thing that can bring it up again. So document stuff. Please do. Take video. I'm pretty sure you won't regret having more video, more photos, you know, in 50 years. I'm pretty sure you won't regret it. Right? There's no point in my mind where we're like, oh, bro, I wish I didn't remember so many of my things digitally. I wish I remembered them better with just my brain. I don't see it happening. I might be wrong. I'd be happy to be wrong, right? I'll completely admit if I'm wrong, but I doubt it. I wonder about some people's shells here too. Blessings to you, friend. Wait, the Spider-Man egg hatch full grown. I mean, they start as like fetus Spider-Man, but because they're Spider-Man, they grow super fast. That's of course canon. Like Duck Dad is usually a little bit behind on chat, but he's bringing back the Spider-Man egg fractal. Yeah, like they come out like eggs, but like small little babies, already in Spider-Man outfits. Of course, they have to be already Spider-Man, and then they grow super fast to basically grown adult size in like a day. You know, so it's like easy money, easy food, but you're eating Spider-Man. How does that make you feel? Still energy, still energy, still the same energy. Technically. You have a quiet time self after you check your DMs. You can have quiet time self after you check your DMs, Mel. I sent you a message yesterday. I'll have to go check it out. Maybe I'll take some more quiet time before I do, though. 5 years later. I'm taking some quiet time right now. Thank you, JV. I'll check it out soon. It's not like I spend 5 years at the very least, right? I'll get there. I'll get there. Good old cyberspace. Lumbering, walking my heavy legs. So good still here. My godson called me back and got to give BD Lovins. I don't know what that means. I don't know what BD Lovins means, Nancy. I don't know what that means. I need more context. Please use full words. Sing a happy birthday song. Bless. He's such a wonderful guy. I love him so much. I'm sure he loves you too. Thank you for being such a cool god aunt. It's not a godfather, right? Godmother? Are you his godmother if he's your godson? Birthday. Ah, birthday lovins. That makes a little bit more sense. I'm happy to hear that. Having a birthday, right? Like I mentioned him. His name is Big Tug. I know it's not exactly the most family friendly name. His name is Tucker. And he has a YouTube channel as well. And he makes these commentary videos where he just riffs into things. And one of the videos he made was about birthdays and how he believes that after you become an adult, you shouldn't be celebrating your birthday anymore. Like, come on, bro, what are you, 12? You know, kind of vibe. And it was my dad's birthday most recently. And we like sang for him and we brought him cake, or not cake, like breakfast in bed, taking us an omelet. But there was like a cake baked for him and stuff. You know, and like seeing even at his age, right? 53, 54, 52? No, 53. That's right. 53, still super stoked to be happy birthday, right? So I was like, yeah, I get why we should technically potentially let go of this want to be celebrated on our birthdays, but I can see why that's not gonna happen. It's gonna stay that way. I am his godmother. There we go. Bless again to you. My dad's 70th birthday is today. You gonna celebrate him, Duck Dad? 70. To have gone around the sun 70 times. What am I gonna look like as a 70-year-old? Fingers crossed. I still look exactly the same way I do right now. Please, 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 please. I want to look like like, and this is purely for egotistical one and peacocking purposes. Purely, right? Like I don't mind getting older. In fact, I feel I can get away with things that I can't get away with right now. Right? I can say things and people will consider me wise instead of just a stupid kid. And I'm like, oh, thank goodness, finally, I'm gray. But the second fractal, the one where the ego and maybe when I call it like a little bit of trolling or jester like energy comes in, is looking like I'm 20 and being 70. Just just for the novelty of that, right? Where you're like, I'm imagining myself at the music festival as a 70-year-old. And I dance and I sit down to some 20 something year old looking people. And like we have a cool conversation and we feel like we're vibing, that we're connecting on the same frequencies or whatever. And then they're like, how old are you, bro? And I'm like, I'm 70. And there's in their faces of sheer shock of like, oh, what do you mean you're 70? What do you mean? What do you mean, sir? How do you, what's going on? Like, yo, yeah, I've been on this planet 50 years longer than you have. This is fine. I'm still partying. Am I not? Am I not? Mm. How's life treating you at this moment? Low, bless. Thank you for asking me and all of our friends. Life is treating me well. I feel like I could be treating myself better, but life has been relatively calm, relatively considerate. I feel like parts of life has been sharp and eversion inducing, but most of it, right? Like to think of it from the whole fractal of infinity, the infinite is informed by a little bit of spikiness. So I feel, depending on where I place my attention, I can be better or worse. But I'm more on the other side, fortunately. Me vaguely saying things about saying things. How about you, Nancy? How are you feeling, friend? Lolo, actually, sorry. We have Joshmo here too. Sending you blessings, bro. Gonna do what you're gonna do for your dad, Doc, to let us know. Why not celebrate the unbirthday? I would like to. I do believe in that fractal of celebrating people when they die, not it being like a whole morning thing. Cake and presents and celebration are fun. Is that supposed to end on your 18th birthday? Apparently so. I don't know if I believe it, Joy. I don't believe it necessarily. Don't look at celebrating another birthday after adulthood as silly. We celebrate because life is hard. It's an anniversary of another year survived. Agreed. It's not that hard anymore these days. I think that's one of the points that Tucker made as well. It's like, bro, you think you're gonna be dead by next year? You live the easy life. Oh, you live easy life right now. It's not that hard anymore. He looks like an old and gray Borat. I don't know who you mean. Your dad, I'm guessing, the 70-year-old, probably. Good morning and good evening, loved ones. Melton more and more. And you, thank you for joining us too, Joshma. I love celebrating people, but that's one of those things that's hard to not want when you would provide. It feels more logical not to expect it, welcome it, but accept whatever is. So beautifully said. Having people that want to celebrate you is more significant than being celebrated. That's the way I'm interpreting, Jovan's message, and that's the experience she tries to give people as well. Love is true. Celebrating never ends. Yeah, every day is a celebration. We have Connor here too. Hey, bro. Bunch of queer fools just landed above me. It's 1 hour, 11 minutes, and 11 seconds just now. So I'm going to take another moment to synchronize. What are we synchronizing with? Maybe for friendship. The energy of friendship. Right? Because some of us have experienced that energy, at least conceptually, dying. Right? Someone who used to be a friend, feeling like they are no longer a friend. Maybe they are, absolutely, no longer a friend in your life. And the sense of loss that we can experience with that when it's not true. Because all of that moments you had of being friends, of supporting one another, of having those conversations, those moments remain true. The love in those moments remain true. And just because that friend is no longer in your life doesn't mean that any of that love is lost. Sure, there's no more love to be had, potentially, going forward, but no love is lost. So smoking to friends, to the energy of the friends that we've had, to the energy of the friends that we'll have. Love is true. There we go. Two friends. Vaporizing weed definitely does suit me. If just for the taste, it's like breathing in forest instead of forest fire. It's one way to articulate it. What's a date party? No, the unbirthday is every day that is not your birthday. Nice. I actually like that one. Technically, like, this is one of the questions that I heard that fascinated me. Is there 365 birthdays or is there 8 billion birthdays? Right. Yeah. Big brain questions we're asking ourselves today. That's a date. Technically, then there's 366 plus the leap year day, right? What's a date party? Every morning that we wake up is a gift that we were not promised. Celebrate your waking life, my friends. Stay grateful for this life thing. I completely agree, bro. The fact that you get to breathe air, the fact that the air is breathable, right now at this point in time. Maybe it won't always be. Maybe it hasn't always been. But right now, it is. Right now, you are awake. Energy that has taken so long to get to the point that it is right now. 8 billion. You think 8 billion? Interesting. That is interesting. Because technically, I think so as well. Because the exact time, and the exact date, and the exact space, and the exact star alignment, and the exact, people that were around you, and the exact circumstances, and then the exact way of celebrating you, and the people who remember when it was your birthday, and then them celebrating that moment. I think so as well. I think there's 8 billion birthdays, not just the 366. Life has been kind to me. Good, Lolo. I feel like I'm noticing changes within myself, and I'm finally at peace with that versus questioning my identity / personality all the time. It's weird that experience has been arising in me as well, Lolo. Usually I would be feeling some way about it, but my message leading up to this experience I'm having right now was one of acceptance, at least to myself, actively being like, hey, how about you start accepting? How about you try that? You just become more accepting and see how that treats you. And it really has helped me soften a little bit of my grip. It's good to have a grip on reality, but if that grip on reality is starting to cause your knuckles to whiten and it's digging into your flesh, then maybe it's time to soften the grip. Not let go of it. Just realize it's not as serious as you sometimes make it out to be. Which sounds very privileged for me to say these things, because there are literally people dying right now in multiple different ways. So who the hell am I to want to calm down when there are people out there dying? If I think for even a moment that people out there dying is bad, then the best thing surely that I can do is stay alive, right? And what's the best way to stay alive? By running ourselves into the ground for the sake of some sort of idealized result. Bless me, bless you, bless our world. Yeah, there's hope. There is hope. For the sheer fact that we can see it. There's more of humanity that is in a place of disgust, a place of aversion to the rough stuff happening in our world. And there's people going, yeah, more of that. So that's, at the very least, something that gives me hope these days. We go to a farm with a jug of liquor and sit around a fire, tackle some corn. It's a good time. Is that what you're doing for your date party? I'm thinking, Connor. That sounds like a fun time, man. Went to a date party and celebrated a little too hardy. Love is true. I'd be so fat from eating the daily unbirthday cakes. It sounds like a super fun time, Connor. I never partied in a cornfield, but I'm hella down. It does sound like a vibe, right? I'm guessing no close access to acupuncture. I've wanted to do acupuncture as well, actually, Nancy. Someone's also called to me. I'm not sure, Nancy, not that I know of, but my next escapade is to the chiropractor. So maybe they can give me references. Please do ask. I've heard really good things about acupuncture. And for the longest time, I was like, kind of skeptical, but most of my skepticism has melted away on this journey. So I'm now down. I don't know about places either, but there should be places in Pretoria. How do you spell Kwevoel? Kwevoel. Our word for bird is Voel, fool. Kwevoel. And you're like literally, we have a word for it, where you turn a sound into a word. Kwe is like literally the sound that they make. Kwevoel. So we literally call them kwe birds. They're kwe birds. So if you search Kwevoel, hey Google, Actually, I should probably just type it in. Kwevoel. Quevo. Go away bird is the gray go away bird. Technically, there's like different punctuations to be had on the Afrikaans way of writing it as well, but this is like an up close photo of these dudes. This is what quevos look like. This is a dapper one. Neat. Look at that dude. Super mohawk. To be so mohawked up. Before your mohawk grows in properly. This is what you look like though. Messy bed hair every day. Let's see if I can get one where it's like, yeah, super dapper looking. Look at that. Dapper dude. Or dudette. Or daydams. I want to show you the one with the dude holding it. That didn't look like it was really appreciating it too much. But I see a photo. Could like help with scale. Oh, shame. This one looks a little bit older too. But that's a cuervo. And there's the spelling. Oh! Okay. Guess you got to see it for a moment. Let's get back to chat. Go away, bird. There it is. Also known as gray luri or. Those words look like the same one to me, at least in my mind. Maybe like different spellings of it. Take care of yourselves. Taking care of yourself is hard. Even we all should be eternally grateful for every moment. True. Keep showing up. Don't give up. It's just a bigger number, so that means more cake. I wish the cats could go make some coffee. My bed is soft and warm, and I don't want to get up. Joy Vive, all I'll say is be careful what you wish for. You might actually get it. Right? I'm imagining Joy Vive in 20 years from now. She maybe has like one biological cat, but the rest of her cats are robots. Because they can. They can actually go and make you a coffee and bring it to your bedroom. And they also are cats. At least that's the way they act. Very convincing. Cat little robots. They can also make you coffee. Queerful, love is true. Jobot, I have a headache from a virus. Also a neck ache from a virus. How about that? Reach out. Maybe, if you have anything that's helped. I often forget viruses can do that. Me too. I know how to stay alive. Listen to the Bee Gees. Viruses can do countless things. Thankfully, Mama Gaia gives us tools to help combat these things. I call on every single person listening to this. T cells. The little cells in your body that basically know. They know. They know what's supposed to be there and what's not supposed to be there. And if you're not supposed to be there, they'll make sure to rat on you. Tell all of those little white blood cells, to kick your ass. So bless every single person listening to this as T cells. May they serve you perfectly. For all days, forever and evers, continuing forward. Lolo saying, thank you everyone for holding the space of expression. Thank you, Lolo, for being here with us and for making a part of this energy that we're sharing today. What is Afrikaans for your kitty cats? Katta. Katta. That is katta. That's the plural for cats. Een kat, twee katte. Ons het 3 katte technisch. Katte en honde. Cats and dogs. I'm trying to think if there's any like cutesy things that we call them in Afrikaans, but there's not. Katamarak. I'll say that sometimes. Yo, katamarakers. That doesn't mean anything. It's just like adding marakers to the word kata. Katamarakers. I like that one. There is Kitty Cat, but that's probably like kitty cat as well. No Kitty Kata. Yeah, that's it. I'm sorry, I can't be more entertaining with that answer. That really is it. We don't talk too much in Afrikaans about cats. Dogs have more. Dogs will have Honda, Woofies, Braki, Brakian. Sometimes we call Pippi a Farki, which is like technically calling her a little pig. You know, Pinfarki, Nutsnoot. Like there's a bunch of words that we have for dog. I think like Afrikaans is maybe a little bit more, you know, biased towards it. I'm making coffee now. If only you were there to bring her a cup, Nancy. I'm getting up earlier for yoga. Then I melted back into the bed. I'm proud of you for showing up. T cells be snitching. I was also thinking about the whole snitching thing, like instantly. It's kind of hilarious. Joe Bud uses heat to treat my viruses. Hottest bath possible with Epsom salt. An idea. She's been doing that. How about that? She's also been doing the Epsom salt. I've definitely been pampering myself in that way by the end of day. Love is true. I'm so happy to hear that fractal come up again. I think I've had too much food coloring for my T cells to behave for the rest of my life. I mean, you're still here. If your T cells weren't behaving, you would just drop dead in like days, probably, right? Funguses would colonize your lungs. I'm sorry, that's what would happen. Your T cells job all the time. They work so hard. Thank all of our T cells for keeping us healthy so freaking long. Thank you, little T cells. Sending you blessings. I think it's time. It's time for us to pull a card, see what sacred geometry has to say today. Miss Francine Hart, what energy did you manifest into this world all the way in 2008 and before so that we can experience it now? Let's see, shall we? There's a fungus among us, absolutely, at all times. You are never too far away from a fungus. Fungus is card number 32, going for the number guesses. Let's see, Rosanna. Can I get a card for old time's sake? Bruh, are you getting killed right now, Connor? Are you walking the plank or something? For old time's sake. Like you're gonna be dead soon, bruh. No, you can't see. I'll pull another card. This one is ours, and we'll do one for Connor as well. For new time's sake, oh. Freaking better be here again very soon, man. Skibidi babidi boo. This one. So, Zano guessed green. And the first card we pulled had some blue in it. This is the card we pulled for stream, and this is the card we pulled for Connor. The center of it is blue. Passion Flower and the Andean Shaman. I feel like these two cards together are going to be pretty powerful. Are you ready to rumble? 22, yeah, right? I feel like Loizanas' 32 was pretty close as well in my mind. Passion Flower, my favorite, of course. More synchronies. Card number 22 first. Welcome / vessel as the core intentions. Being welcomed. This Andean shaman expresses the essence of welcome. He greets you in salutations, extending hand and heart energy, inviting you to embrace the joy of feeling truly welcomed. He is a vessel of spirit, consciously able to receive soul energy and move it through his being, transmitting it into the world. The step geometry refers to the Andean symbol called the chacana, which is indicative of spirit moving through the lives of the people. Similar symbols are used in various cultures around the world. This card invites you to receive this welcome with a smile and an open heart. Feel how this open-hearted energy lifts your spirit and brings comfort to your being. It may be that you can use a dose of acceptance and the approval of a genuine welcome. This card may also indicate your readiness to become a vessel of spirit in order to welcome in energies required for your sacred work. See yourself openly receiving and transmitting these messages. Trust the relationship you have with spirit and the ease with which you become a vessel when you recognize that union. Open your heart. Laugh out loud and welcome the strength of your true essence as a vessel of light. That's a trip, yeah. That one has more synchronicities in my personal life as well. Hot diggity damn. Appreciation and awareness as the core meanings for your card. One more time, so you have it fresh in your mind. The passion flower. Maybe there can be a way for me to have like a little clip that I can hold these little cards onto with here in front of the screen. Is there a way for me to do it like this? No, I'm trying to problem solve, but it ain't gonna happen. Card number 45. Appreciation and awareness. Embedded within this image is the beautiful configuration known as the flower of life. It is made up of 19 interlocking circles that represent a lattice of pure life force. A brightly colored cardinal, torch ginger, and in the center, a passion flower call upon you to recognize and appreciate the perfection of nature and the beauty that lies within you. Two hands cradle and dynamically energize this card. This is a prayer of appreciation and a call to awareness. Gaze at the center of this informational pattern and the passion flower at its core. Allow this life force to activate an attitude of appreciation and fill your awareness of exactly what you need to know at this moment. Feel how that recognition affects you. Body, mind, and spirit. Appreciation is the recognition of the divine nature of everything, including the direction your life is taking at this time. Recognize the value of your chosen path Become aware of how your passion is flowering. Recognize the evolution of your visionary path and hold dear the feeling of what it's like to follow your bliss. How about that? If you add the number and divide by 2, is it 32? 67 in total. So it'd be 33.5, right? Is that quick maths? Again, very close. Very, very close. 33.5 is very close to 32. But for me, it's just the, like it's a 10 away. Like if we're going in base 10 counting systems, still feels very close. Can you hear that hum? Yeah, you can hear it. Maybe a little bit. I don't know where it's coming from. It sounds like it's coming from there. This is the second time helicopters have been flying over the house today. Like I'm imagining myself now as a prehistoric human being. And like what that sound does to me. There it is. I don't know if I'll be able to see it, but nah, it's already over me, I think. It's gonna be. There it goes. You might have been able to see it for a moment there. There's doggos and kitties resting up as well. I can hear for sure. Yeah, right? Like if I was a prehistoric human being, would that cause me extreme fear and dismay and a sense of like dread? What energy would that exact same experience have given me? Because the fact that the machine can generate so much energy that I can hear it that viscerally, it's pretty impressive. Red and green are opposing on the color wheel. Good balance. So much love. Okay. Now that the helicopter has passed, we can play some kalimba. Watching a bug flying in the air. It's probably going to be switching itself on automatically. Yeah. I'll switch it off for now. Get this. Wind shielded up. I don't think there's too much wind today though. Shouldn't be necessary, but better be safe than sorry. You ready? Next up, 3 minutes of kalimbaying. Let me give us a better scene. There we go. I forgot to turn my microphone on for the first bit of it, but I at least noticed something. I was like, huh, why does there feel like there's some sort of energy not properly being conveyed right now? Boom, kalimba. Suddenly, yeah, you noticed. It was like suddenly there was kalimba. There was like maybe like faint, maybe like some kalimba in the distance, but then suddenly, love is true. Thank you, friends, for joining me for this moment, for this session that we spent together, consciously evolving alongside me, and really considering yourself as an immortal being. Because that's what you are. Not this flesh, an immortal being, your energy, an immortal being, an immortal state of being, the actual state that is your being. Are you being right now? Yeah, that being continues being because that's all it's ever been. So accept your immortality and choose to be loving. Our Shan message is coming through. I'm gonna put these cards away while I wait. Shan message ready? I think so. So I'll say, have the mostest, beautifulest day, everyone. I sincerely love you all so, so very, very superest, duperest, extremely, whoppingly, vastly, colossally, monstrously, mountainously, massively, dearly beloved, splendidly, serenely sweet, melt more, and all of you oh so very, very wonderfully, incredibly, immeasurably, intoxicatingly, fabulously, fetchingly, astoundingly, admirably, generously, gleefully, gratifyingly, gorgeously, ablazingly, radiantly, magically magical, divine, treasured, friends with beautiful, everlasting, immortal energies. So we love you, dear Shan. Thank you for taking the time to give us some of that energy, right? Energy cannot be destroyed or created, which means Shan had to use some of her energy to type out that energetic message so that I can give my energy to read it, so that you, friends, can receive said energy. And now that energy is part of our immortality, it's going to continue with us indefinitely. Thank you for showing up to be loved, for showing up as loving energy with me as well. I'll see you, friends, again tomorrow. Goodbye. And I'll see you soon. Cheers, everybody. Love you.